It's a valid company. We're not a pyramid. What year was Isagenix founded? Hey everyone, welcome back to Cop Meets a Homestead. If you like anti-MLM, Igor here, or any of the other crazy stuff I post, please hit subscribe. It would mean so much for Igor. She's going to be, how old are you going to be this next year? No. She's 10. She's going to be 11. So Igor's getting on in years, and she'd love if you would, subscribe to us. Oh, and she just drilled on me like a dog. I love you, but you're not a dog. No, you're not a dog. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God, you're drilling. Anyways. Okay, it's distracted me there. Now she's gone off to play with Fury Kitten. Anyways, as you guys probably have already watched already, I have kind of been on a little Isagenix kick, and it's gonna be a little bit longer. But before I get into it, if you like my top, I got it from Supplement King. If you're in Canada, you'll probably have heard of them. And I like Supplement King. They've always treated me like a queen. And honestly, I'm just plugging them in because I like them. I'm not sponsored by them. Not sponsored, just like them. Here, look, here's my Supplement King bottle here. And what's in that bottle? I'm drinking BCAA this by Mutant. It's got coffee and BCAAs in it. And it's got that like peach flavor, that like artificial peach drink that's like kind of addictive. Yeah, it tastes like that. I actually really like it a lot. So, you can order it off of Supplement King, and they've got next day delivery, especially if you're in the area. Anyways, getting on with like life and this video. I found it hilarious, what I personally thought. I haven't even watched it through, so it's going to be our first reaction, but just in the first couple of minutes, I'm like, we've got to like watch this whole video as a react. And what it is the compensation plan training with Jim Coover. Now, Jim Coover is one of the founding members of Isagenix, along with his wife, I think Kathy Coover. I could be wrong on that one, so if I'm wrong, I'm gonna like correction it here, because I'm like, whatever. Anyways, this is from the official Isagenix Australia, New Zealand. So we'll get into it. So hopefully it is not too fast, because I did put it a little faster. It is 35 minutes long, so I put it at 1.5 speed. So let's get into this.
I would ask all of you in this room to really open yourself to the possibility of how much of a difference you can make, not only in your own health, in your own family's financial success, but in your extended family, the people that you start to share these products with, the people in your communities, the people around the world. I mean, all of you have the opportunity to have be a CEO of your own multinational company. I don't know if you realize that or not. But that's how powerful this opportunity is.
Okay, so I just want to stop right there. Now, it doesn't help when a CEO of a company is instilling in the Huns and, reps that they're their own CEOs. Now, this is pretty much what I believe is a big problem. When the own CEO of a company is telling representatives they're a CEO when they're really not a CEO of the company, is it's sus. It's sus. Now we'll get on.
So I just want to encourage you to never settle for less than you deserve. And we're going to be here as your partner to support you every step of the way. So you ready to get started? Okay. So some of the key terms. BV. BV is what we call business volume. And there's a point system that Isagenix associates with every product on which we pay commissions. We don't pay commissions on memberships. We don't pay commissions on sales aids. We pay commissions on actual special product sales. That's one of the things that makes us a very legal enterprise that we're engaged in. But EV is the business volume and the point value.
I'm sorry to stop again there, but the fact that he has to say very legal enterprise that we're engaged in, again, just feels so, there's just a bunch of words I feel you shouldn't use when trying to hawk a business. If you have to, constantly protect it, like saying it's, legal, it's not a pyramid scheme, if you're constantly having to do that, it's probably that.
Value that we associate each of those products. PV is the other term it's important to know, and that stands for your personal volume, meaning that purchases that you're making directly from Isagenix, we count as personal volume. The other thing that we count as personal volume, those of you that are developing retail customers who are purchasing from your website, that volume counts as personal volume also. So it's actually possible to qualify to be active in our program without your buying product yourself. If you're not developing customers and you're sending them your website and they're buying it at retail, not only do we send you the spread between wholesale and retail, less a small admin fee, but we also count that volume to keep you qualified as being active in the plan. Is that a good thing? All right. So active status, and this is really important, is if you want to really participate in most of the elements of the compensation plan, we want you to be active. We want you to be a product of the product. And I think that that's really important because we know the role that you play as a coach, as a mentor.
Product of the product. We have heard this so many times. It doesn't either matter anymore. Slap the frickin', MLM's name on it. How many times have we heard this? I heard it when I was in Mary Kay. Oh, you've got to buy makeup for yourself. You've got to always wear it. You've got to be, a billboard for yourself. What else? Beachbody. Beachbody's a great example, lose weight. Be your own, example of, what you should look like at the end. Sorry, I'm like brains going a little, but it's just so, oh, for the love of kittens. Yuri, come cheer me up.
Or to your customers is not only reinforcing to them, but it's also reinforcing to you. A couple of other key terms. Ownership rewards. I mentioned it's kind of an optional program. Frankly, what you need to know is nearly 92% of all of our active customers are on ownership. That's a clue, right? Not only do you want to be on ownership, but you want your people to be on ownership because that's what keeps them connected to the Isagenix lifestyle. Personally enrolled. Again, personally enrolled means is that you are personally helping people to open an account as a customer, and then should they choose to convert to associate, those people will count as your personally enrolled. And as we go through the compensation plan, you can see that that has kind of a special meaning as it relates to your rank advancements. And finally, team placement tree. This is
again rank advancements. I'm sorry. I feel like you shouldn't have to recruit and things like that just to rank up in a business. I didn't do that with my job as a merchandiser. I mean, I'm now a part-time merchandiser, which is kind of, as high as I can get until, they replace my area manager. But, I don't want to be my area manager, to be honest, because that's just a whole headache on its own. But, I started off, part-time doing, seasonal, overhauls. I was good at my job. They called me up. They're like, hey, we really like your work. Would you please, go and do some, we'd like to have you, on as our part-time, rep for the area. I'm like, yeah, awesome. I love that. And with being a merchandiser, for the most part, I make my own hours. And, I just have to get my work, they'll give me a timeline. Like, say I have to go do some Walmart jewelry. I have, between, let's just hypothetical, November 2nd to, the 14th to get that in. So, anytime between there, I can go and do my work on my terms. I just gotta make sure I have it entered. So, and I didn't have to recruit anybody. But I will be honest, we do have, hiring bonuses. Especially, around this time, because we start hiring again for Realign season, which is a big overhaul. It happens twice a year, but the spring overhaul, which happens in January, February, is the biggest. So we wind up hiring team members. If you recommend somebody and they're like, hey, I got, referred by this person, the company gives you $100 bonus. But, I don't keep making money off of the person that, I said, hey, this is a great job opportunity because I like it. I don't keep, making money every time they go to work and they do, their Walmart, work or anything like that. So I don't make money. I just get a little bonus, little fun bonus, little bonus. Sorry for that, tangent there, but I just had to, explain.
This is the actual organizational structure that we're going to go into a lot more detail on, but this is the way that Isagenix keeps track for you so that you don't have to do this yourself of all the people that are coming and ultimately will be making up your team, for which you'll be able to track their performance.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, the last one was like a team placement tree. And I use the term tree loosely because, as you saw in my previous video, I most definitely did not draw a tree. It still looks very, pyramid shaped. Don't you agree? Isn't it a pretty picture, though? I love it.
Their purchases, their sponsorship activity, and so forth. So, in terms of an overview of our compensation plan, there are 5 steps of success. It starts as the associate level, and you'll see we have consultant, manager, director, and then ultimately executive, and our platinum level is our highest achieved position within our compensation plan. There's 5 ways to earn income as an associate. Retail profits, product introduction bonuses, team bonuses, which we call cycles, executive matching team bonuses, and promotions and incentives. I'm going to go into some detail of each of those. So as an associate, you're able to buy products at wholesale pricing, and should you choose to make those products available for sale to customers that you're developing directly, that you would sell at retail, and you would enjoy the spread. The retail profit is the spread between the cost that you've purchased the products for and what you're now selling them for. The second way to earn income is what we call our product introduction bonus. Recognizing that a lot of people don't want to carry a lot of inventory. In fact, we don't encourage people to carry a lot of inventory. We want you to have enough for what you need and what you feel you need for your customers. And I think as some of you have seen, it's always beneficial to have some product on hand, extra product, because it seems that when you do talk to customers, they want it now, not a week from now. But when you introduce a person who chooses to open an account with Isagenix, we actually reward you with what we call a product introduction bonus. Again, we don't pay you for just enrolling people. We pay you for people purchasing product, because again, that's what makes us a valid company. And we pay you a different level.
I'm sorry, he said valid company. It's just, that's the thing that really, it's a valid company. We're not a pyramid scheme. I'm sorry. They're not a legend pyramid scheme. But I'm sorry. It's just like, for me, it's like when they have to bring up these things, like little things like that, that's like, that should be your red frickin' flag right there. Danger, Will Robinson.
All based on the pack, the introductory pack that people come in with. So as an example, if someone came in with what we call our value pack or family pack, essentially there's a bonus there of $80. That's our PIB bonus. Those are available on the initial pack sale that you're making to a new customer and or associate that you bring in. One of the things that we've done as a promotion to really reward what we believe is a positive behavior for you is we've created what's called the double product introduction bonus. How many of you love double product introduction bonuses? Again, one of our goals is to have people integrate Isagenix into their lifestyle. And wouldn't you agree if you could show people how to get their products paid for, that that's a good thing? And the product introduction bonus really allows you to do that, because you can show people now getting started with Isagenix. One of the first questions I encourage you to always ask people is, okay, Mary, congratulations. Who do you see yourself doing this with? Who are the friends or family members that you know that could benefit from this program as well? Because what I want to encourage you to do is to actually introduce them to what you're doing. Not only will that...
How many times has it been, immediately, hey, show this to everybody that, your friends, your family, how many times have we heard that? Again, slap the MLM name on there. We are not even going to list them because it is sounding so repetitive.
Reinforce your own commitment, but you're probably going to find that some of those people are going to Isagenix. But the benefit of the double PIB is that actually, if you personally enroll 2 people in the same calendar week, and our weeks go from midnight, Sunday night, East Coast time, to midnight the following Sunday night, that's what we call a calendar week. If you enroll 2 people, we actually double the amount of the bonus that you would have earned had you just, say, enrolled those people in different weeks. So rather than earning a $80 product introduction bonus, we actually make that $160. And it doesn't matter what pack they come in with. If it was a 30-day and there was a 25 PIB on that, we would give you $50 associated with that one. So you can see here that it basically, just with a person that personally enrolled 2 new people that came in with a value pack, that rather than earning 160 in a week with a double PIB, that would actually be 320. We love that because it's a way for people to really start to see immediate gratification associated with their sharing Isagenix products. The other thing we want you to do is the reason we use 2 is because we want you to become a consultant as fast as possible. Now, to be a consultant, you need to be personally active yourself, in other words, using the products or sharing the products where there's at least 100 in personal volume that is occurring in your organization in a 30-day period. So our computer keeps track of all this for you. So those of you know that you can go into your back office and you can actually see, when your 30-day period is up, how much volume you've accumulated and everything like that. And if you get 2 people that you've personally enrolled that are doing at least 100 in personal volume on each of your left and right team, that qualifies you to be
left and right team, left and right leg. I don't even care anymore. It is seriously, legitimately sounding the same. It really is. Like, people say we anti-MLMers are repetitive. I mean, actually watch compensation plan after compensation plan from different companies, and I'm going to tell you, that is repetitive. That is repetitive. I mean, yes, what I do, maybe it is repetitive, but at least I'm spreading awareness, not gobbledygook on business is the best way for me to describe it. It's gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. Surrounded with fluff and guff. That's all MLMs are, is gobbledygook surrounded with fluff and guff. And I've had it, and it's nothing more but to sell you the dream. You're better off buying a lottery ticket. I used to sell lottery. You know what we were trained to do when we sold lottery? Don't sell the lottery ticket, sell the dream of winning. And that's basically like MLMs, except, I'm sorry, if I play the $6.49 here in Canada or the Lotto Max, I'm going to probably come out better even if I lose my $5. Just saying. As I digress, back into this. Well, I want to smash my face into everything.
A consultant. Now, historically, it used to be that those people had to be personally enrolled associates. But with Customer First, not only are we allowing you to count the customer equal weight as if they were associate, but let's say that you had 2 customers and they were each purchasing just 50 PV in that 30-day period. We would actually allow you to count both of those customers as qualifying or satisfying that requirement. Okay? And the other thing is that once you become a consultant, you're eligible to earn a $50 consultant rank advancement, which is a good thing. It's our way of, again, acknowledging you and thanking you for the role that you're playing in helping to share Isagenix products. The other thing that you enjoy as a consultant is the ability to earn $100 on everybody that you personally enrolled who ultimately becomes a consultant themselves. So it's, again, when we say you share, they share, repeat, that's really the building.
They share, repeat. That's really the building blocks. I'm pretty sure that's what he was about to finish off with. But people fall off in your little building blocky thing that you want to talk about here, Mr. Jim. So, again, it's not financially stable. And obviously, it's much better to have consultants underneath you than having customers. That's pretty much, here's like $100 bonus for like every time you sign up a consultant.
Blocks that we've created in Isagenix that not only do we think are doable, and not only are all of you proving is doable, but it's a way of us, giving you an organization that is really duplicatable. And the best thing that I would say, and this is where I'm going to spend some time, is that when you become a consultant, you also become eligible for what we call team bonuses. How many of you love the concept of a team bonus? This next slide is probably the most important thing that I want you to really take away from today's session. If you just start to get the magnitude of the opportunity.
Now, I'm going to pop this up here so you guys can kind of follow with me. But um, it's very obviously a pyramid once we just move, one of the team members up, which would be you, up, and we're back to that pyramid again. So if you guys take a look at this, like I said, I have it up here because I am that person that decided to take the clips off the video. But yeah, it's very obvious. Again, another pyramid.
Opportunity that you have here by understanding the power of our compensation plan. It's really depicted in these next few slides. So as you see up there, we've got you in the very center there, and everyone who comes into Isagenix who becomes an associate has the ability to build two teams, a left team and a right team. And we encourage you to build what we call your outside legs. In fact, our computer is set up in such a way that if people even went to your site and signed themselves up, it would automatically place them in one of your outside legs in the leg that happens to have the least amount of volume in it at that time. So our computer is actually doing a lot of the work for you to help you make the right decision in terms of where to place people. In this diagram, what I want you to notice is the people that are the darker color. You'll see it says personally enrolled team member next to them. As you're building your teams, you're working those outside legs, it's going to be made up of personally enrolled people, but you're also going to have personally enrolled people who choose to enroll people themselves. And they have the same opportunity to build two legs. So let's look at the left team up there as an example. You have an individual where you've personally enrolled, say, the first two people on your left team, because that happens to be the next available person. And that person that you enrolled on your second level there actually ended up doing what you do. They started to see the opportunity, and they enrolled someone. Well, as you can see, those people are all still part of your left team, because you'll see a line down the middle separating your left team from the right team. And the exciting thing about this to me is that as your organization grows, it's not dependent on what you do personally. It's dependent on what your team does. Because by being a consultant and by being active, we allow you to accumulate that volume as deep as it goes and as big as your teams get on each of your left and right teams. And all that volume flows up to you, benefiting you as it relates to commissions. So again, the example I'll use here, look at the left team again. That person, you enrolled two people, they enrolled a person on your outside team, and that person, let's say, enrolled someone on their outside leg as well. And then your next available person you put down at the very bottom of that team because it was the next available position on the outside leg. Now, would you agree that if that person, that the last person that came in, ordered 100 BV or came in with a value pack, that volume would benefit the person who enrolled them? You? But wouldn't it also benefit everyone up that whole leg? That's the power of this compensation plan. Because think about this. There's an incentive for everyone in that team who is getting benefit of that volume to be supportive of that new person coming in. So this is a team sport, you guys. And it's a lot more fun doing it as a team. And again, you only have to build two teams, and you need to teach people to do the same thing. So here's the other exciting thing about this compensation plan and the team bonus principle. I mentioned that you're able to accomplish and accumulate the volume of everybody regardless of depth. Well, I've simplified it here, to remove some of the branches of people. But again, you're building the outside legs here, but understand that this concept would extend for wherever people came on those left or right teams. As long as you're active, you're going to get the benefit of that volume. That the way our compensation plan works is as soon as the computer senses that you have at least 600 BV on one team and 300 BV on the other, it will generate what's called a cycle. Everybody go ka-ching. That's a good sound. What that means is we actually generate what's called a team bonus at that point. And a team bonus, gosh, for the last 15 years, has been right around $54 per cycle. So if you think that 600 and 300 adds up to around 900 in BV, we're paying about 6% of that total point value is being remitted back to you as a bonus. And the thing is it doesn't matter on which team that 300 or 600 occurs. In other words, you may have, most of your volume on your left team this week and less volume on your right team, but next week it might be the opposite. The computer doesn't care. As long as it sees that you have 600, 300, it generates what we call a cycle. And here's the exciting thing. You can earn up to 250 cycles per week. Everybody go, ooh. So for those of you that haven't done the math, that's about 13,500 a week. How many of you could balance your checkbook with that kind of income? Here's another cool feature of our plan. It's called holdover volume. Kathy had experience previously with compensation plans that when you generated a cycle, the company took away all the other volume that happened to be in that leg. So every day, every time you cycled, it was like starting over again. It's kind of like being in the real estate business and you just sold a home. Well, guess what? You sold a home, you got a commission, but you're starting over. Our program, we allow you to hold all the volume in your organization. As you can see that on the left team, there was a total of 1,000 in BV that was holding. And on the right team, there was 350 BV that was holding. So the computer saw that. It subtracted 600 BV from the left team and 300 BV from the right team in order to generate a cycle. it held over the remaining 400 BV and 50 BV on the other side. Is that a good thing? All right. Again, this is one of the features that allows you to progress at your own rate. The other thing that we do is, as a consultant, when you personally enroll other people who become consultants, we will pay you $100 for each of those up to the first 20. Again, this is a promotion that's designed to help you get some more immediate income as you're building your team. I will tell you that the real money that is being made in Isagenix is in the team bonuses. That a lot of these promotions were...
The real money is in the team bonuses. I mean, I can't even just go on about that little segment right there. But again, like how I'm just going to compare how with my merchandising job, I get $100, you know, if somebody, you know, gets hired. But I don't make money off of a team of people. I mean, I have led a team of merchandisers, but I don't make money off of my team of merchandisers. We are at the job, we are here to get everything set, and we play Tetris with product. And the fact that he even said that the real way to make money in Isagenix is through, you know, team, you know, volume or whatever, is a very, you know, why isn't it about selling the product? I mean, yes, they are selling the product, but it's more lucrative to be in the team. And that's how it always is with MLMs. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We're talking about, it's kind of the icing on the cake. It's kind of the things that allow you to have some instant gratification in terms of getting, you know, paid for doing the things that we know that are allowing you to build a significant group. But the real money long term and the real residual income will be by having a team of people who are buying, using, reordering the products week in, month out. You know, that's where the real power of this program comes from. I know, how many of you know Jimmy Smith?
I've got no idea who Jimmy Smith is, but I'm going to probably look him up after this. But basically he is saying, hey, you know what? You guys are actually my best customers here. You know, I'm the CEO of Isagenix. You fucker, excuse my language, are, you know, giving me money for my products, and I'm giving you guys an idea that you can sell a business idea. Oh.
Kathy and I went shopping with Jimmy Smith one time down in Puerto Rico. That's a great story. And Jimmy decided, well, I'm going to buy a watch. So he walked in.
Apparently he is the highest earner in Isagenix. He just like popped up on the screen.
This watch shop, and we were with him, and the woman says, and he was looking, I think it was a Rolex. He was looking at this Rolex, and the woman says, well, and he said, how much is that? She goes, well, it was, you know, $10,000 or something like that. And Jimmy's doing the math, and he said, oh, that's 50 cycles. The woman looked at him, you know, what are cycles? She said, what do you do for a living? He says, I'm a professional cyclist. He said, I cycle in the morning, I cycle at night, I even cycle while I'm sleeping. How many of you that are associates can't wait to get up in the morning to look at your back office and to see that you've cycled, right? It's a beautiful thing. So, there are different ranks I mentioned in Isagenix, and we want you to set your goals to continue to advance. Do we have any managers in the room? Yes? Raise your hand if you're a manager. Congratulations. Well, the way you become a manager in our plan is as soon as you've personally enrolled at least 2 people who have gone on themselves to become consultants, we recognize you as a manager. And again, one of the incentives we've given you to be able to encourage you to do that sooner rather than later is if you actually accomplish the manager position within your first 60 days from becoming an associate, we will give you an extra $250 Crystal Manager bonus, and you are the title Crystal Manager. So if you're a Crystal Manager, just please stand up if you could. If you've achieved Crystal Manager, well done. You're on your way. And for those of you that are not, that's something you have to look forward to. The other thing that's kind of cool about being a manager is that it does start to make you eligible for what we call our holiday bonus pool. And I'll discuss that in a little more detail as we go through. So the next position that we have is called director. And you'll see down in the lower corner it says, you share, they share, repeat. So again, you started off as a consultant by sharing the products with 2 people. They became consultants, and by doing so, you're able to advance in rank in Isagenix. So as soon as you have personally enrolled a total of 6 people who have become consultants, you're now a director. And that entitled, if you do that within your first 120 days, you're eligible to earn the Crystal Director bonus. And that Crystal Director bonus is worth another $750 to you. So if anybody in this room has earned a Crystal Director bonus, would you please stand up? All right, great. Going for it. So is this getting good so far? All right, we're not done. Our next rank is what we call executive. And an executive basically means that you follow that same example of you share, they share, repeat. In other words, building consultants that you personally enroll. But now you have a minimum of 10, and 5 at least need to be on each team. So whereas a director, it didn't matter how many were on each team, as an executive, what we want you to do is start to create balance within your organization. Because again, that's the key to really building a long-term residual income. And the cool thing about that is once you become an executive, if you do it within your first
still looks like a pyramid.
We actually give you an extra $1,000 Crystal Executive bonus. If you've earned a Crystal Executive bonus, would you stand up? All right. So for those of you in the audience, or those of you watching at home, that's a clue that everything I'm sharing with you is real, because it's happening every day in Isagenix. And the great thing about being an executive is that we actually give you a very powerful additional incentive. It's called our 10% matching team bonus. And the way this works is everybody that you've personally enrolled, in addition to their volume counting towards your team bonuses and counting towards your promotions and things of this nature, what the company does for its executives is that it actually gives you an extra 10% on the team bonuses that are being earned by your personally enrolled consultants or above. So I want you to think about this. If you had somebody who is, let's say, cycling 100 times a week, the company, in addition to the volume that all their cycles are helping to generate from you under the team bonus program, we're going to give you an extra 10 cycles based on the matching team bonus. So it's kind of, again, this is kind of the icing on the cake, but it's in recognition of the role that you've played in really helping to support that person in their achievement. So think about it, and we allow you to do that up to 250 cycles for anybody that you've personally enrolled. So if you were fortunate enough to enroll Tom Smith, or Alexis Romano, or Lisa DeMeo, and they're earning more than 250 cycles per week in their primary position, think about that. You're getting an extra 25 cycles a week in matching team bonus just off that activity. That's a big deal. The other thing that we do for our directors and our executives is that we have bonus pools. And if you've earned a bonus in one of our bonus pools, will you please stand up? All right. How many of you love those? I will tell you, as a company, we're paying out millions of dollars a year in additional pool bonuses and things of that nature. It's a big deal. All right, you're welcome. This slide actually shows a little bit of a recap of the rank advancement bonuses. Again, if you add these up, advancing to consultant, we give you a $50 rank advancement bonuses. When you advance to Crystal Manager, another $250. The 5-cycle bonus, as soon as you've earned 5 team cycles, you're eligible for up to $500 additional. The 1-star bonus, as soon as you've earned 10 cycles, there's another $1,000 you can earn. You advance to director, it's another $750. Advance to Crystal Executive, it's another $1,000. As soon as you earn 2-star bonus, that's 20 cycles in a given week. We give you another $2,000 bonus for that. You can see all this adds up to real money, right? An extra $10,500 that you can earn, not counting cycles, just an extra promotional money designed to reward you for doing the things that are going to be healthy for your business. And the best thing about this is this isn't available just for you. This is available to everybody on your team, everybody who you are bringing into Isagenix who chooses to follow the pathway to become an associate. I mentioned earlier that we had a holiday bonus pool. When Kathy and I, one year, we were sitting around and saying, what else can we do for our people? We said, Christmas time or holiday time is always kind of a stressful time for some organizations, because there always seems to be not enough money left to do everything you'd like to do for people you care about at holidays. So we came up with the concept of a holiday bonus pool. And originally we used to reward it just in like November so that people had that money, but then we decided, well, let's make it a quarterly payout. And so the way it works is that every month that you are a paid as manager, director, or executive, we actually allow you to earn shares in the holiday bonus pool. And that pool, it's a pot of money of $4 million that we award throughout the year. It's like $1 million a quarter. And so you can see, if you look at the far right side there again, if you were a manager, you'd earn 2 shares in the pool. If you were a director level, you'd earn 6 shares. If you were an executive, you'd earn 10. Let's say during that quarter you advanced from manager to director. We'd actually calculate the weeks that you were a director based on how many shares you'd earn the weeks you were a manager, so you're getting the benefit of that throughout the time. And again, this was designed to really give you an incentive to not just make a position, but to sustain that position. Because we want long-term residual income, right? That's what it's all about. Now, I've saved one of the most exciting things for last. You may have heard the term platinum. Is there any platinums in the room? Yes? I know there are. Trudy, you just saw was a platinum. Tom Smith, Lisa. The beautiful thing about this, and I want you to get this concept. Initially, you can only build 2 legs, correct? When you're generating at least 225 cycles a week, and you've done that for 3 weeks, what the company allows you to do is apply for what we call a re-entry. And that allows us to look, is this a leader that shares the culture of Isagenix and has proven themselves? Let's give them a re-entry position, and we insert that immediately above their primary position. It doesn't harm in any way, their upline. It doesn't take anything away from their upline. What it gives them, however, is an opportunity to build a new leg, and that becomes their minor volume leg. So everything they've built up to now, that counts as their major volume leg. So when I say 600, 300 generates a cycle, now for every 300 in volume they generate in their new minor volume leg, that generates a cycle. That's like 18%. So think about this. If you brought in 75,000 in BV a week in that minor volume leg, made up of however many people it is, that's another 13,500 a week that you could be earning in that organization. And we have people that are working on their third reentry, so you do the math. Everybody go, ooh. All right. So you excited yet? Yeah. All right. Essentially, that's our compensation plan. The key question right now is, what are you worth? You know, you've heard so much today as people were sharing the vision of Isagenix and their own experience and how they all began just like you with that first product experience and decided to make a decision to move forward at whatever rate they chose to move. This will give you an example of residual income. A school teacher. Do we have any school teachers in the room? Yeah. Bless you. You're making a great contribution. The average in the U.S. is around just under $30,000 a year. That's the equivalent of about 10 cycles a week. The President of the United States is paid $400,000 a year. That's the equivalent of 144 cycles a week. And you can earn how much in one position? 250? So you can start to see the power of what we have. This is a slide, actually, this was developed by someone in the field. Again, it just shows you the power of residual income. What it's showing here is that if you developed a business that was cycling X number of times, as reflected on that far column to the left, what could that be worth to you a year in terms of not only a weekly income, but an annual income? But then this is the other kind of cool thing. That table also shows what kind of capital would you need to have as an investment capital right now, earning money for you. So it used to be that you could get a bank CD that paid 3 or 4 or 5%. Now you're lucky to get a bank CD that pays 1%, frankly. But this just shows you. I have people have come to me and say, well, I'm only cycling once a week. Well, think about this. One cycle a week, if you're doing that every week, that's an extra $2,800 a year that you're earning in residual income. And to replicate that at 3% interest, you'd have to have $93,000 in the bank working for you. We have people doing 100 cycles a week. That's about $20,000 a month. That's around, $280,000 a year in income. And you'd have to have almost $10 million in the bank earning 3% to generate that type of residual income. So I will just say that when we created this plan, we really wanted to create an opportunity for you to build a financial fortress around yourself and your family. And I always said that if you can have an opportunity that can not only pay you what you're worth while you're building it, but that can be here for the long term, that can provide you and your family and future generations this long-term residual income, I mean, that's an asset really worth working for and creating. Because I say it's a gift that keeps on giving. Now, do you have to work to keep sustaining it? Yes, you do. We don't want you to stop. But is this something that can really be powerful? I know when Eric decided to join Kathy and I in the business, frankly, when he was in college, he went out and built his own associate position. I was making a 6-figure income before he got out of college, so unlike a lot of his friends who had to move back home, he didn't have to, which we're thankful for. And thank you, Isagenix. The bottom line is so great to have something that you can actually get your family members involved in. And the other thing I love about our plan, and I'm sure you do too, it calculates daily, it pays weekly, calculate bonuses, 1 week in arrears. So bonus that you would have earned, for example, for the week ending this Sunday, you would be paid that bonus not next Monday, but the week following. It takes us a week to do the audits and everything to make sure everything's correct. So are we ready to go out there and change the world? All right.
Oh my God. I don't know really what to think, about this aside from everything I already just, spilled. So I honestly really do want to hear what you guys have to think about this in the comments below. And of course, following up will be the, answer to the question of the video. Anyways, peace out. Bye. Isagenix was founded by Jim and Kathy Coover in 2002.